What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. Today I'm bringing you an updated top beast mode fragrances list. I did this list, I don't know, almost 2 years ago, maybe more so than that. At this point, I gotta say, I've never been a crazy fan of super strong fragrances. Now, what is a beast mode fragrance, you may ask? A beast mode fragrance, at least for me, in my opinion and my functionality, is going to be a fragrance that's going to last at least 10 hours on the skin, and during that course of time I'm pretty much going to be able to smell it around me pretty much non-stop consistently. So it's going to be projecting almost all day. It's going to last on skin more than I need it to. Much more than I need it to. So I got 5 fragrances here. They're really not in any particular order, one being better than the other or anything like that. But I'm going to present them to you anyway, and these are fragrances that I do enjoy if I happen to need some really long, longevity or great projection. If I'm going to be out the whole day and I'm not going to have the opportunity to reapply a fragrance, then these are great ones to go to, because again, they're going to last the whole day. I'm not going to have to even worry about it. So at number 5, we got a fragrance that, it's number 5 because I know you guys are tired of hearing about it. I'm almost tired of talking about it, but I still really enjoy the scent. And for me, this is Ventus. Ventus comes in at number 5. It's been talked about enough. If you don't already know, where have you been? But maybe you're brand new to the community. Fruity pineapple, birch, black currant, got a little bit of floral nature, definitely got some woodiness and smokiness with some different batches, and obviously you got that vanillic nature. When it dries down, it gets a little oriental. It's a great scent, really great scent, super versatile. And my particular batch, which I don't really care about batches and all that, but I know that does play into how well this fragrance performs, because a lot of the recent batches could not be considered beast mode. So it's kind of crazy to think how the same fragrance can either be completely beast mode or be super light and disappear very quickly and be fleeting. My batch is from 2016. This thing easily will last 10 plus hours on my skin, and I can detect it around me the entire time I'm wearing it. So hence, it is in the beast mode category. So at number 5, that's going to be Ventus. At number 4, this is a new addition to my collection. I do have my friend Mark to thank for this. And this is a fragrance I literally cannot wear right now. It is too warm. This stuff is so strong. It is so strong. When it comes time to wear this, one spray is going to be enough. This is from the house of Nishane or Nishane. I'm not really sure. I think it's Nishane. This is Fan Your Flames. Okay, if you haven't heard about this scent, this is so elegant. Beautiful coconut and rum and tobacco. So it's, you got that coconutty vibe, but it's not super strong. It's really well blended with the rum. It's a little boozy when you first spray it on. It gets that kind of dark and earthy tobacco nature, like pipe tobacco, really beautiful, mixed with some tonka bean, so it is fairly sweet, and it gets very woody as it dries down. It has some cedar wood and some oak moss in the base, I believe. Man, this stuff is so good, but again, one spray and it's nuclear. It is so strong. So come winter time, I'm going to be rocking this when it's time to, dress up a little more elegantly and carry yourself a little bit more confidently. This is one to compliment you with that. That is going to be Fan Your Flames from the house of Nishane. If you know the proper pronunciation of this fragrance, let me know down in the comments. All right, up next, this is a fragrance that I have talked about at least a few times on the channel so far, and I felt very gracious to receive this fragrance as a gift from the house after I did a review on their discovery set, which they didn't ask me to do, but I did it anyway. And then the perfumer and the brand owner, Fatima, was nice enough to send me this as a gift. This was my favorite one from the line. This is Embrace Freedom from the house of Embrace Perfume. Whew, and this is a beast mode fresh scent. Those are kind of rare. You don't get a lot of fragrances that are considered fresh, but also will last all day and project like crazy. This stuff, I believe, has a very high concentration of oils, so that will definitely contribute to it, but it also has high concentration of volatile fragrance notes like citruses. I believe there is grapefruit, there might even be lemon or something like that. I'm not really sure. I think there is another citrus. You're going to get quite a bit of vetiver, and you're going to get quite a bit of ambergris. I think there's some leather in there. This stuff is super zingy. It flies off your skin. That grapefruit is very zingy, very piercing and mouth-watering, but it is immediately earthy with that vetiver. And as it dries down, it does mellow out a bit. It doesn't change all that much. It stays fairly linear on my skin. Maybe gets a little musky as it dries, but it stays super piercing. And again, you spray this on. If you spray this on your skin, it's gonna last, again, at least 10 hours. On your clothes, forget about it. We're talking weeks. So if you're looking for a fresh fragrance that's gonna last you, this is one to check out. It's not the only one. There's some other ones from other niche houses, but this one is very pricey, I do have to say. I don't remember the exact price, but it will run you a pretty penny. I would recommend sampling it if you can. I'll leave a link down below to where you can sample the fragrances from Embrace Freedom, because they're all very high quality and they all have great performance as a result. So that's Embrace Freedom. Did I say from the House of Embrace Freedom? If I did, I meant the House of Embrace Perfume. All right, at number 2, this is another fragrance that could be a little controversial in the sense that the batch could affect how well it actually performs, which batch you obtain. And mine, actually, I don't even know. I see the batch number here, but I don't really know how to read this in relation to other batch numbers from different houses. Like, I know how to read creed numbers, but this one I'm not sure. This is from Amouage. This is Reflection Man. Now, yeah, this stuff is basically nuclear on me. I've had this bottle over a year and a half. I cannot spray more than 2 to 3 sprays of this. Otherwise, it kind of makes me sick. It gives me this weird feeling in my throat. And as a result, I only need 1 to 2, and it's perfect. It will last me the entire day. If you don't know what Reflection Man smells like, you got this creamy floral, like white floral. You got the jasmine with the neroli in there, so it is kind of fresh, a little powdery with that sandalwood, which is creamy. People say there's spice in here. I don't really get much spice when I spray it on. I think pink pepper, but I don't really get much of that. Ultimately comes off kind of sweet and creamy and a little powdery, kind of floral, but again, kind of fresh too. Really elegant scent. Versatile when it's not too warm outside. Again, great performance for me. This thing will last, again, longer than I need it to last, and it projects well. I can smell it all around me when I spray it on. Very elegant stuff. This is so nice. That's Reflection Man from Amouage. And finally, this is another new addition to my collection. I do once again have my friend Mark to thank for this. Although I did technically purchase this from him, so not really a gift per se, but he did hook me up with this, and I really appreciate it. This is not a new fragrance. You've seen this one. It's been in the community for a while. It's been on the market for the last few years. It's one that I've been a big fan of for a long time. The only fragrance I've ever actually gone through an entire 10 milliliter decant of. The only one I've ever finished. And that was indicative of how much I like the scent and how much I feel like I just need to get a bottle. So finally got one here from the House of Parfums de Marly. This is Layton. Now, Layton is not the strongest scent that Parfums de Marly makes by far. There's other ones that are stronger. But this stuff for me, oh my gosh. Just the concoction of the notes. I don't remember everything, but you got a lot of lavender and apple and cardamom. There's some citruses in there. There's some woods in there. There's some florals in there. It's a big mix of things. It ultimately comes off very crowd pleasing, very easy to wear, sweet and fresh and a little spicy, a little woody. It's super likable, and for me, again, beast mode. This stuff it lasts all day. Again, skin and even longer on clothes. And it's going to project that it has great sillage. Every time I walk past people, I've gotten compliments like, oh, what is that you have on? Or it'll just be in the room. Sometimes I do go anosmic to it, I have to say. But Some days I don't, some days I can detect it the whole day. So that's how I know this stuff is beast mode. I have always loved it. I'm glad I have this bottle now. And this stuff I can wear in so many different occasions. Even in the summertime, even though it is so strong, it has a freshness to it that does help. Although I wouldn't wear it in the dead heat of the summer, I might wear it maybe in the evenings, something like that. Super versatile, you can wear it just about anywhere, any occasion. So that is Layton from the house of Parfums de Marly. And those are my current favorite beast mode fragrances in my collection. My collection is steadily growing. Just so you guys know, I've mentioned it and maybe alluded to it before, but I shaved off my collection tremendously over the past year or so. And it's slowly kind of growing back, but only with fragrances that I really, really love and enjoy and that I will know I will want to wear. And I'm actually really happy about that. For a while, I was very weary about, acquiring more and more, but I'm saying, man, as long as I love the scents, yes, let's bring them in, let's explore, and it just makes me feel more grounded knowing that I have more things that I really love and enjoy and things that I can share with you all. So let me know your favorite, your favorite beast mode fragrance in your collection right now. I know all of these were not designer. In fact, they're all niche or indie, and I understand that. Those tend to be the fragrances that do last long. They have higher concentrations of oils, which is why they are more expensive a lot of the time. There are some designer fragrances that do last a long time. I personally don't have any, actually. I don't have any designer fragrances that I would consider beast mode, but they're definitely out there. So if you're looking for recommendations, I know these might be more on the expensive side, but I mean, that just goes to show what niche and indie does. You do kind of get what you pay for a lot of the time in terms of the scent, in terms of the quality, in terms of the performance, the whole nine. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you guys in the next one.